everybody, and welcome to the stream. Why don't I think I'm animating correct? That's because I'm not. Okay, how's that? And am I making any? I am making noise. Why is this not? Sound check. 1, 2, sound check. Sound Sound check. 1. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, this is Wednesday. We are playing more Lost Odyssey. We're trying to knock out the rest of these side quests so that we can get this game wrapped. Just as a quick reminder, this is my last stream before the holiday weekend. I'm going to be off for a week. I'm not going to stream Monday or Friday or Monday or over the weekend because I will be out of province for Thanksgiving this weekend. So I will, at the end of tonight's stream, I will see everybody in a week. In the meantime, we've got some stuff here to do. We've got a couple of stories left to find here in the refugee camp, and we've got a whole whack of side quest stuff to take care of. So, we're going to hold off on the story just this moment. We're going to go get a hidden chest first. Oh, crap. And we're not going to skip the story. Oh, I thought I could get through this one. The village closest to heaven. In this village, ringed by jagged mountains, the women give birth to many children. 5 or 6 is not uncommon. Just the other day, the wife of the village headman gave birth to her 10th child. And why do you think that is? The young fellow asked the traveler, looking down at the snow-blanketed village. Kime cocks his head in search for an answer. Meanwhile, the young man takes something like a piece of crystal candy from a small leather pouch, pops it into his mouth, and says with a laugh, "Because they die right away." Children. Uh-huh. Hardly anybody grows up to be an adult. Most kids die after 5 or 6 short summers. Look at the village headman's wife. She's lost 7 kids already. Whether from a genetic problem or a disease endemic to the area, the people of this village have always lived short lives, he says, from way, way back. Now that you mention it, says Kai, I haven't seen any old people. See what I mean? A few decades ago, I'm told, one person lived to 50, but people say that's the oldest anyone ever got in the whole history of the village. This is why we give birth to lots of kids. Give birth to a lot, lose a lot. If just one of them lives into adulthood, though, the family is saved and the village history continues. See my point? The young man is 16, as is his wife. Their first child is due to be born any day now, literally today or tomorrow. The young man crunches down on the candy in his mouth. Let's get going, he says, and around his wrists he winds the ropes he used to pull the sled. He hasn't loaded the sled yet, but dragging it up the steep snow-covered road is hard work. This, he says, is why it pays so good. Only a few days earlier, he lost his good friend and fellow worker, who had been 3 years his senior. When Kime happened along, The young man asked him if he would help him pushing the sled from behind until they cleared the pass. Kime agreed, and they became an instant team. Kime circles around to the back of the sled and asks, "You don't have any animals to pull the sled?" "Afraid not," says the young man. "I know it's strange, but our horses and cattle and donkeys all die young. You can spend a lot of money at the town market buying an animal, and it'll keel over before it's done all the work. Finally, the best way is for us humans to plow the fields and pull the sleds ourselves." The arms with which the young man himself is pulling his sled are massive, and he forges through the road snowy covered with powerful steps. His fellow worker was stronger still, he says. "He taught me how to pull the sled, and how to set rabbit traps, how to build a fire, all the skills I need to live, with all the love he would give to a kid brother. Before I knew it, he was gone." "People here always die suddenly," he says. "They can be perfectly healthy one minute, drop dead the next. No time to suffer, just like that. No time to call a doctor. Even if a doctor comes, there's nothing he can do." "Did your friend die that way?" "Uh-huh. He was shoveling snow that piled up overnight, clearing the road, when he dropped dead. By the time we ran over to help him, he was gone. That's how it always is. Always. That's how they die. Grown-ups, kids, everyone. And you too, then." "I guess so. Nobody knows when the moment is coming. It might be decades from now. Or it could be tomorrow." After his cool pronouncement, the young man turns to look at Kime and, pointing to his own chest, says with a smile, "Or maybe even now." The smile is genuine, without a hint of despair or bitterness toward the cruelty of his fate. "Aren't you afraid to die?" Kime starts to ask him, but stops himself. It's a stupid question, he decides, and one that he is not qualified to ask. Where could a man burdened with eternal life find appropriate words to speak to a man burdened with the threat of sudden death? Kime and the young man keep dragging the sled up the steep mountain path. Their destination is the lake beyond the pass. The young man's job calls for him to cut ice from the surface of the frozen lake and transport it back to the village. We in the village call the lake the Spring of Life. If you trace the source of the water that bubbles up the ground here and there in the village, you always wind up at the Spring of Life. Kime nods silently. The ice from the Spring of Life takes forever to melt. That's why. Look, you can even do this. Again, the young man takes a piece of crystal candy, or rather ice, from his leather pouch and puts it in his mouth. It gives you energy. It's indispensable when doing hard work or for pregnant women or infants. Just put a piece in your mouth and it gives you instant strength. There's something wrong. The young man offers a piece to Kime, who nods in silence. "We're really not supposed to give any to outsiders. You're special, because I'm putting you to work. If I give it to you, though, I want you to help me load the ice in the sled. I can handle it by myself on the way back." Kime silently accepts the ice from the young man, who assures him it tastes good, too, and watches him, smiling. Kime averts his gaze somewhat and puts the piece in his mouth. The ice should be nothing but frozen water. It has a mild sweetness, just as Kime expected. He spits it out when the young man is not looking. Poison. Know that taste, makes Kime. The village people are used to this taste, so they think nothing of it. Without a doubt, though, there is poison in the ice. The long flow of time smooths over the wounds inflicted by history. The permanently snow-capped peaks make people forget the existence of the wide world on the other side. The young man calls this lake the Spring of Life. Those who lived far beyond the mountains at the source of the river that feed this lake used to know it as the Pit of Death. Long ago, several hundred years ago, the entire area around the river's source was polluted with poisonous metallic outflow from a mine. The river was filled with dead fish floating belly up, and the poisonous gas that rose like a mist from the ground killed both the earthbound animals and the birds in the sky. The forest withered, and the lively town that had grown up with the development of the mine became deserted ruin. Nature took many years to recover, but the forests eventually turned green again, which attracted small animals, and eventually the larger animals that hunted them. People, however, never came back. There was no one left to hand down the story of the tragedy that occurred at the river's source deep in the mountains. The only one who knows everything that happened is Kai, the man who has lived 1,000 years. The young man stands by the frozen lake and takes a nice, satisfying stretch. You know, he says to the traveler, sometimes I think this village just might be the closest one to heaven in the whole world. Perhaps because we are too close to heaven that we're all summoned by the gods early on. Don't you think that might be true? Kai says nothing in response to this. Over many years, this lake has accumulated metallic poison that flowed into it from upstream. And over many years, the poison that infiltrated the soil has mingled with the groundwater, bubbling up in the spring water with which the villagers slake their thirst. No one knows the exact chemical makeup of the poison, but at least it does not cause the villagers to suffer until, at the last moment of their lives, the accumulated poison suddenly takes its toll. This may be its one fortunate aspect. On the other hand, this might simply make the misfortune it brings all the more conspicuous. Still, the young man says as he saws off a piece of ice by the shore, two of the children my wife and I have will be able to live longer lives. Say, if we have five, at least one of them will live long enough to grow up and have kids. That way, for me, it would be like finding some meaning in having been born into this world. It was the same with my father and my mother and my grandparents. They all had lots of kids and mourned the loss of lots of kids, but managed to raise one or two to adulthood before they died. That's what gives their life meaning. He wipes the sweat from his brow and puts another piece of ice candy in his mouth. If I were to tell him everything I know, thinks Kai, if I were to tell him everything that has been buried in the darkness of history, and if he were to tell the other villagers, tragedy might not have to be repeated. The young man says, when a baby is born here, they ring the village bell. Also, when someone dies. The same for both. Birth and death are like two sides of the same coin. There's no sadness when someone dies. Everyone sees them off with a smile and a wish. You go ahead of us to heaven. Save a good spot there for us. Do you understand that sentiment? I do, says Kai. I do. That's how we've always done it. Welcoming lots of new lives to the village and sending lots of lives off to heaven. I've never been much of a student, so I don't know exactly how to put this, but I kind of think that maybe village closest to heaven is a place where life and death are right next door to each other. The young man gives Kai an embarrassed smile at the sound of his own words. Maybe it's because I'm about to have a kid of my own that I'm starting to think about these complicated things. No, that's fine. I see exactly what you mean, Kai says. The moment the words leave his mouth, a bell sounds from the foot of the hill, several long, slow rings. That's it, exclaims the young man. My child has been born. He dips his head and says again, as if savoring the sound of his own words, my child. While the bell is rung likewise for births and deaths, the young man says, the sound in each case is subtly different. When a young villager learns to tell the two apart, he or she is considered to be an adult. I hope this one lives a long time, the young man says, choking with the flood of emotions that show on his face. But then he goes on as if to negate his own hopes for the future. Either way, whether it lives a long time or not, my child has now been born into this world. That's all that matters. I'm so happy. So happy. Eyes full of tears, he turns a beatific smile on Kai, and then, still smiling, he collapses where he stands. Kai lies the young man's corpse on the sled and returns to the village. As the young man said, The villagers accept his death with the same smiles they had for the birth of his baby. Death is not a time for sorrow. It simply marks whether one has been called to heaven early or later. The young man's wife takes an ice candy from the leather pouch that he's left behind, places it gently in the baby's mouth. I want you to grow up to be strong and healthy, she says. Daddy is saving a wonderful place for you up in heaven, but go there slowly, slowly, until you go to heaven. I want you to grow up here in the village till you're nice and big. Her words have the gentle tone of a lullaby. Kai says nothing. If he is to stand unflinchingly for what is right, his silence may be a crime, but, burdened with eternal life, Kai knows how suspect the right can be. Throughout history, people have fought and wounded and killed each other in the name of what they declare to be right. By comparison, the look on the dead young man's face is tranquility itself. The village closest to heaven is filled with happiness indeed. The baby starts to cry. Its loud wailing like a celebration of the beginning of its own life, however short that life is likely to be. Kai leaves the village with a smile on his face. The village bell begins to peal, reverberating with utter clarity through the distant mountains as if bestowing a blessing on the young man who lived life to the fullest with neither resentment nor regret. And when this too long life of mine draws to a close, Kai thinks, I'd like to be sent off at the sound of bells like this if possible. Because he knows that day will never come, Kai walks on, never stopping, never looking back. His journey is far from over. And thank you for the host, Guy3324. Alright, so the treasure chest that I came looking for originally is down. Maybe it's up. Yep, there it is. Is this the tip? No, logic. Okay. get this treasure. Yeah. Go.
Let your guard down, eh?
Nope, they're not the things I'm looking for.
What a waste of time.
Ah, they're there. Come on, call for help. Hey, dwarfs! Not too bad. Pushing this velociraptor thing would call for backup. Maybe if I hit it with a low-level spell. Stop moving. Maybe the front line ones don't cry. Maybe it's just the back ones. Maybe I killed the wrong one.
Like taking candy from a baby.
I understand entirely, dwarves. I always appreciate you dropping by that when you can find the time. Oh, that was a thing that I probably searched. That looks like so. Yeah. I understand, like I said, I understand completely. Everything besides tracks and what tracks. That's it. Okay, so I can't go further that way. So I have to have killed the one. I think this is the first time you've been around though since I got the new avatar. I think I'm catching a cold. I hope I'm not, but I think I am.
Let's take him down.
Putting in a lot of effort this year, and it's absolutely killing you. Yeah, but it'll be all worth it when you're
What
done.
did you
So I
expect?
popped by last weekend. We reviewed the new Avatar at the end of the Mega Man race, and that was last Friday. So, yeah, we've had this since last Saturday. So you might just not have been paying attention. Which sounds like trying to start my doing my paper assignments themselves before the actual assignment gets in quick, just so you have as much time to practice as you can. Ah! That is exceptionally good planning, dwarfs. If you can, you should always start as early as you can.
Just calm down, okay?
You're not a velociraptor.
It's not in my nature to lose.
No one gets in my way.
These definitely aren't velociraptors.
What a waste of time.
It's actually why I started planning my script for radio drama. I'm gonna start submitting my advertisements next week, next Friday, their assignment. Just gonna touch on it ever so briefly for these 2 weeks, so I get some of these episodes out of the way. Nope, that sounds like an incredibly good plan. Sounds exactly like the kind of plan I would have come up with and then not done anything. So, good for you. Oh.
Don't overdo it!
There we go. Right, so we're gonna kill this one. Yeah. Started watching those streams, probably never would have thought of it. I'm glad that I have inspired you to work hard. Okay, hold on. We might not have done the thing that I need to do. Whoops. Oh. To your teacher, you mean? Now you've got all of this, all of the pressure. Sarah. Okay, so it looks like I have the job to get on my bus. How do I get to show up? Observer. So I'm guessing an observer is sort of like a, oh, what did we call them? Not a tutor, but like a mentor type person. Someone that sort of oversees your projects and makes sure that you're staying on track, that sort of stuff.
No one gets in my way.
Let's focus. Ah, there he is. Excellent. The staff members that
Seem
pop
like
into
a
classes
needless
every
battle.
month or 2 months. These guys see how you work and sort of know what it means. And we hear such. Some of these things. Much such. I don't think I'm too terribly off. Maybe I'm not exactly... Might not be exactly the same thing, but I don't think I'm completely off base. My last year at university, we had a final project, and we were assigned, they were faculty members, but sort of an overseer type person, who made sure that our project was sort of continuing apace, that we were the ones that set what our objective was. They just made sure that we were setting reasonable goals for us. So I think it's probably a variation on that, but yeah, not quite the same, because this sounds like it's less of a one-on-one and more of like a group type thing.
Phew. That was a close
But I
one.
think I follow what you're getting at, is ultimately the point.
We've taken the advantage. Phew. That was a close one.
Let's turn this in. On the cloud, Don Lapos. Oh, thank you. Thoroughly impressed they actually defeated him. Saved lots of captain refugees. Thank you so much. Here's your reward. About the voice chat stuff? I did. I just haven't really had a chance to really do anything with it. I don't see any reason why we can't do that. Okay. Was that all there was for treasure? No, I've seen it in a couple of other Discords, actually. And like I said, I don't see any reason why we can't. I just need to take the 10 minutes to actually sit down and make them. Oh, this guy talked about a treasure chest. Some 4 hints. An addiction to coffee? Yeah, that sounds like a thing that could happen. Addictions. No, I can't say I've ever done that. I'm not a coffee person. Oh, stumbled into this one. The waterfall lies deep in the forest, more than a day's travel from the nearest village. It is said to be a holy place. In search of the divine amid the towering peaks, pilgrims stand beneath the plunging falls in their final ascetic practice. The water of the falls is freezing cold. All it takes is a momentary lapse of concentration, and the person is hammered down by the rushing water. Stones of Heaven. The pilgrims call this waterfall the Stones of Heaven. Heaven is testing their mental and physical strength, they say, by hurling an endless stream of stones down upon them in the form of a powerful waterfall. And the stones have a mysterious power, a former pilgrim says to Kime with a pained smile. He himself failed in his final austerity acts. Different stones of heaven fall on each person. It's as if they can see into your head. What do you mean? Kime asks. The burdens you bore and the dreams you dreamed in the secular world appear to you one after another. In his own case, he says, what came to him first were the voices of women. Water plunging down into the basin of the falls began to sound like women's voices. Sweet voices whispering into my ear, voices sobbing, voices moaning in their lover's embrace. An incredible variety. And for better or worse, I knew every single one of them. Some I was thrilled to hear again, while others hated them. Meaning you've gotten yourself into a lot of trouble involving women. I have indeed. Not to boast or anything, but that was one battlefield I knew better than anybody. I survived, but I made a lot of women cry, and there were a lot of them I loved. My whole purpose in undertaking the austerities was to put that life behind me, but the Stones of Heaven know what they're doing. In the final test, they go after your greatest weakness. If you waver the slightest bit, in fact, the water slams you down. Your austerities are over. The man feeds a stick of kindling into the campfire, and I'm not the only one. One fellow heard the voice of the mother he hadn't seen since he was a little boy. Another heard the voice of his dead child. Is it always voices? I wish it were. If you hold up through the voices, the waterfall's mist starts changing to the shapes of people. You might see somebody who you hated so much in the secular world that you wanted to kill him. Or it might be some loan shark you had to go into hiding to get away from. One little flinch, and you're done for. This particular austerity can be performed only once. There are no second chances. Someone who has persevered for a whole day and night, but who fails in the end, has no choice but to return to the secular world in defeat, as this man did. Not that it was easy for me to get on my feet again once I was back there, either. The man chuckles and calls out to a young pilgrim, or more precisely, a young man who was a pilgrim until a few months ago, but who has just now dragged himself up to the lip of the basin in utter dejection. Hey, young fellow, campfire's over here. I've got liquor to warm up your insides and some fresh grilled meat. Get a little of that in your stomach, and you'll have the strength to make it down to the village. The man now makes his living as master of the tea house by the waterfall. Of course, pilgrims undergoing austerities carry no money with them. The man is not expecting to become rich doing this work. For bodies chilled by long hours of pounding under the waterfall, he provides a warming fire, food, and drink, and sometimes even money to tide them over when they first go down to the village. Payment can be made at any time. The men can bring him money after they have started to take in earnings again from the jobs they find in the secular world. He sets no date for repayment. He takes no IOUs. He says he is fine with that. Aren't there some who don't pay at all? Prime asks. Of course there are, the man says matter-of-factly. But I think of running my tea house as another kind of discipline for myself. Another kind of discipline. That's right. The stones of heaven will accept only the strongest pilgrims, the ones unperturbed by anything. The role I want to play is to accept the ones who were broken by the stones of heaven, the weak human beings. I want to go on accepting the weakest of the weak, the kind who not only succumb to the stones of heaven, but who even fall prey to who even fail to pay for their food and drink afterwards. That is your kind of discipline? Exactly. It makes for a hard living, that's for sure. I thought I was prepared to deal with cheats and weaklings, but there are a lot more of those than I ever bargained for, he declares with a hearty laugh. But then he quickly turns serious and says, to tell you the truth, I think of this less as a form of discipline than a way to get even. Get even? With who? With those gods, or whatever they are, that keep hurtling down the stones of heaven. Human beings are weak, shockingly so, in the eyes of a god. But I think, this is not just because of what happened to me, that being weak is the best thing about human beings. Weakness can make us cunning, but it also makes kind. Weakness can torment us, but it can just as easily be our salvation. So you see, if the gods are hurling down their stones of heaven just to make people aware of their own weakness, just to make us savor our own powerlessness, then I just as soon drop my trousers and run them. I'll slap my bare button and say to them, I'm not like you. I'm not going to punish human beings for being weak. I accept them for what they are, weaknesses and all. The man feeds a new piece of kindling to the fire and says with a shy shrug, I guess I got carried away. Kime smiles and shakes his head as if to say, not at all. Tell me though, the man goes on, I see you're a traveler, but you don't seem to be a pilgrim. You're right, I'm not, Kime says. I was trying to cross the pass and took the wrong road. Well, then as long as you're here, why not give the stones of heaven a try? It'll be something to talk about. No thanks, Kime says, smiling. What's the matter? Afraid they're going to show you whatever it is that shakes you up. The man smiles and nods. I can't blame you, though. The man is mistaken about Kime. He's not the least bit afraid of such a thing. What scares him is the opposite prospect, that of not being shaken up, of encountering in himself a person unmoved by anything at all. Anyway, it would be suicide to jump into the waterfall without preparation. How's that? It's freezing cold, for one thing. There's even colder water bubbling up from a spring in the basin. Even the most well-conditioned person has to be careful and take time to accustom himself to the low temperatures. If you go in all at once, it can stop your heart. The man jerks his chin in the direction of the falls as if to say, "Look at them." Two new pilgrims are preparing themselves for the challenge of the stones of heaven. The two men appear to be brothers. The older one kneels at the edge of the basin, splashing himself and massaging the cold water into his skin from foot to heart level. The younger brother is too impatient for that. He wants to jump right under the falls. The elder brother cautions him that it takes all the time he needs to accustom himself to the water's coldness. He exudes the quiet power of one who has withstood the most rigorous training. Uh-huh, the T-house owner says to Kyle, smiling. We're in for a rare privilege. I think we're about to see a successful attempt in a long while. You can tell, Kyle asks. You can if you spend as much time here as I have. The winners and losers are decided before the men even step under the falls. Having completed his meticulous preparations, the elder brother enters the basin. Even then, the steps he takes are slow and cautious. The younger brother follows him in, kicking up a spray with every step. The younger one is hopeless, says the man with a sigh, and adding another stick of kindling to the fire. I'd better get the liquor ready now, he mutters to himself. The brothers stand side by side beneath the pounding waterfall. The stones of heaven rain down upon them. As the man predicted, the elder brother, utterly calm, stands up to the onslaught of images sent by the stones of heaven. Also, as the man predicted, the younger brother yields to the stones of heaven and is beaten down into the basin of the waterfall. And then, something happens that goes far beyond what the man predicted. Writhing in agony, the younger brother bobs helplessly in the basin, unable to raise himself. He's drowning. He tears at his own chest. His heart is failing. He was not fully prepared to enter the icy water. Help me, brother, please. But the elder brother doesn't move. He remains under the waterfall in total concentration. Hey, what are you doing there? Hurry and help him, the man yells, but the elder brother's expression remains unchanged. He never flinches. He's drowning. You can't just leave him like that. He'll die. The elder brother never moves. Grits his teeth, keeps his eyes clamped shut, and shows no sign of moving out from under the waterfall, as if to declare, this is it. This is the final test of the stones of heaven. The man screams at him, you idiot, dives into the rolling basin in a rash effort to help the younger brother. For a moment, his untrained body hits the frigid water. The shock of it seizes his heart. Still, he reaches out toward the drowning brother, who is sinking beneath the surface. A great shudder goes through him, and with an enormous groan, he takes hold of the young man's wrist and pulls the limp body toward him. He tries to return to shore, but his strength gives out, and he falls back into the water. Next, it is Kime's turn to dive into the basin beneath the falls. He takes hold of the two unconscious men and drags them towards the shore. The stones of heaven pour down on Kime, and he is assaulted by one vision after another. Battlefields, scenes from his wanderings, shooting stars, climbing and sinking sun, raging winds, and countless deaths of those he has come to know on the road of his all-too-long life. It will do you no good, he silently declares to the gods hurling the stones of heaven at him. My heart remains unmoved. I have lived through a reality far cooler than any phantom you will show me. Whether or not his life is a sign of his strength, he does not know. He will not boast of it, nor will he tell the tale to others. He has, however, lived it. That much is certain. He has lived through the years. Kime climbs onto the shore and lays the limp bodies of the tea-house master and the younger brother beside the fire. As he warms himself, he thinks, The god who hurls the stones of heaven are inferior gods. If they could truly see into everything, they would never have been foolish enough to show Kaim scenes from his past, for what would disturb him most of all would be the unwelcome sight of moments from his own limitless future. And if they were to ask him one simple question, for what purpose were you born, his knees would buckle in an instant. The first to regain consciousness is the young pilgrim. The Teos Master's condition is critical. Kaim attempts to warm him and massage his clenched heart. Have little effect. Pull yourself together now. Look, we've got a fire here. The fire you built. Let it warm you. Kaim shouts into his ear, till the man finally manages to force his eyes open, crack, and move his purple lips. Is he alright? Sure, he's fine. Don't worry. Oh, good. Good. Pull yourself together, man. Tell me, though. Is strength the same as coldness? Never mind, stop talking. Because if that is true, strength is coldness. I don't want any part of it. The man gives Kaim a faint smile and closes his eyes. He will never open them again. Human beings are weak and fragile. All it takes for a person to die is for a fist-sized organ to stop beating. Human kindness, on the other hand, may derive from everyone's profound awareness of the fragility of life. Facing the Teos Master's lifeless corpse, the younger brother hangs his head and cries. This weak man, defeated by the stones of heaven, sheds heartfelt tears for the man who saved his life. His strong elder brother, meanwhile, is still being pounded by the waterfall, unfazed by the stones of heaven. Surely his strength will be recognized by the gods, and he will bring his ascetic training to perfect completion. Still, Kaim finds the tear-stained face of the younger brother beautiful in a way stronger elder brothers can never be, and he wishes that he himself could be moved like the younger man. There was an unmatched nobility in the last smile of the Teos Master, gave up his life to save that of a complete stranger. Kaim wishes that he, too, could experience such feelings. And what of my own face? Living through 1,000 years of life is not strength, yet burdened with a life he cannot lose, will Kaim ever be able to change weakness into kindness? This he cannot tell. He can only live, unknowing. He can only walk on. He can only continue his journey. Kaim looks at his reflection in the basin of the waterfall. On the water's heaving surface, he sees the trembling face of the lonely wanderer. And okay. I'm gonna take a real quick break and go grab a drink, guys. We've got one more story, and it's here in the refugee camp. We're gonna grab that, and then we will continue on with side quests. But I need a drink before we do another story. I will be right back. Don't go away. hungry, tired. Gonna head off. Get some sleep, just relax. Go the rest of your street. Thank you, dwarfs. Have yourself a great evening. And have something tasty to eat. Because why would you do otherwise? Have yourself a great night, my friend. Thank you for coming by. Alright. Our last... Oh, excuse me. Our last story is here in the medical tent. Except I think this is the medical tent. Ow, it hurts. Mom says I'd get better if I take my medicine, but it still hurts. Alright, last story. Signpost. I'll be gone soon, Andrew says. So it makes no difference, a life like this. She smiles with some effort, puts a gray tablet on her tongue, and swallows it. Use or possession of this drug by ordinary people is prohibited by law and strictly controlled. The person taking it feels as if every bone in his or her body is melting. All the anxieties and cares of life vanish as the individual wanders in the space between languor and pleasure. Why don't you take one too? Henry pulls another tablet from her leather pouch and holds it out to Kyle, who is standing by her bed. Coward, she says with a grim smile when he shakes his head in silence, and then places the second tablet on her tongue. How many pills does that make to that? Kai asks. I forget. With empty eyes, Henry stares into space and sighs. This is an addiction, a serious one. How do you feel? He asks. Not bad, she says. Very happy. She gives him a smile. It is deeper and softer than her earlier smile, though maybe too deep and too soft. It appears to be the smile of ultimate bliss, but, for that very reason, it also has a frightening quality that sends chills up her spine. The drug is called Signpost. This is not its formal designation, of course. People started calling it that as a secret code word to avoid prosecution, and the term caught on. Signpost is, however, the single most appropriate name for this drug. Each pill takes the user one step further down the road, and when withdrawal symptoms strike, the person rushes to take the next pill, thereby advancing yet another step. Farther and farther and farther. The road marked by the signpost is a soothing one, entirely free of pain or suffering. At the end of the road, however, there waits only death. The use and possession of signpost is so strictly prohibited because it is seen as an invitation to gradual suicide. How many more pills, I wonder? Henry mutters, stretching her emaciated body full length on the bed. It's a question that Kyle cannot answer. He knows only that she is nearing the end of her signpost journey. It is for this that Kyle has been called to this hospital, which is a facility for people on the verge of death. I have no regrets, Henry says. Not at all. This way, I can die pleasantly, quietly. It's like going to sleep. Her empty eyes are fixed on Kyle, but they seem to register nothing. I'll be fine. She reaches into the leather pouch again. You probably shouldn't do that, Kyle says. I'm telling you, I'm fine, she says, laughing weakly, and placing a third signpost in her. She closes her eyes. Her sunken eye sockets harbor dark shadows. Kime settles himself into the chair by her bed. He waits for her to say more, but she seems to have fallen asleep. Her breathing is calm, and a slight smile plays upon her sleeping face. The signpost seems to be working. Without the drug, hammer-like pains in her back and violent chills would prevent her from sleeping. Even worse than the physical suffering would be the fear of approaching death. More a girl than a woman, young Anri was struck by a mortal illness. At the end of her long battle with the disease, the doctor gave up all hope of treating it and prescribed a signpost for her instead. Ordinary people are not allowed to use the drug, but special permission has been given to patients for whom there is no hope of recovery in order to afford them a peaceful death and bring their lives to a quiet close. In other words, to enable them to die without having to deal with regret and despair. Before Kime began this work, the doctor explained the effects of the medicine to him, concluding with a smile. In other words, Signpost forgives all the debts the person has built up to her life. Anne awakens. After she has confirmed Kime's presence at her bedside, she says, "You don't have to work," and closes her eyes again, smiling. "I'm fine. I think I can go just like this." So she knows there are other possibilities. In certain rare cases, signposts can have undesirable side effects. Sometimes, at the very end, when the person is just beginning to slide into the abyss of death, there can be an attack of nightmares. The patient experiences a literal death agony. Even though signpost has provided such a wonderfully tranquil departure on the person's final journey, every last bit of tranquility can be swept away on the cusp of death. Worse still, some patients conclude their hallucinatory episode with a frenzied physical outburst. They might have barely enough strength to breathe until, tormented by the nightmares, they lash out violently enough to break the bed and even strangle the caregiver in attendance. Such to be the mysteries of the human body, or, more so, the human heart. This is why Kime is here. He is to stand vigil by Anri's deathbed against the remote possibility that she might be tormented by nightmares and go wild under the influence of Signpost's side effects. The doctor has supplied him with yet another drug. It is a poison that will kill the patient instantaneously. Kime has been instructed to administer it to Anri as soon as she begins to exhibit strange behavior. "Believe me, this is a humane measure," the doctor said. "By any means. Not murder, by any means. The face of the patient who has suffered the drug side effect is truly grotesque, not something anyone could stand to look at. A person's death should never be that excruciating. This is the final kindness to give a person a quiet, peaceful ending." Kime was not entirely convinced by the doctor's rationale. Neither, however, was he able to bring himself to take issue with it. Now he can only hope that, led by her signposts, Anri will be able to pass her final moments of peace. Some part of her inner self might be paralyzed at the moment, and her empty eyes might never regain their former gleam. But if she is happy that way, it is nothing that anyone has the right to deny her. Waking again, Anri reaches for another signpost, but drops the leather pouch. "Sorry, but would you pick that up for me?" she asks Kime. She no longer has the strength even to hold the pouch. The final moments are closing in. Kime lifts the pouch from the floor, but when she asks him to put a tablet in her mouth, he hesitates for a moment before replying. Her tongue is dry and rough as sandpaper. She really must be nearing the end. Having taken another signpost, Anri seems to be overtaken by that languorous feeling again. She moves the flesh of her cheeks in a way that has no meaning, releases a feeble sigh, and says, "I was just dreaming." "What about?" "About when I was little. Everybody was there. my father, my mother, my big brother and sister, all smiling. This is not a good sign. The drug might be having a bad effect. If the signpost is working properly, she should not be dreaming, especially about her family. The more lingering attachment or regret or sadness a person contains, the more likely he or she is to experience side effects. This is precisely why the family is never admitted to the patient's room. The final farewells are made before the administrative signpost, and only after everything is finished do they meet again. Everybody was in such a good mood. Kime wonders if he should give her another signpost. I'm sure when I was born that my parents never imagined that I would die so young. A more seasoned caregiver would probably give her another pill without hesitation. Then Henry would fall into another peaceful sleep without any thoughts to disturb her, perhaps never to wake again. Kime, however, sets the leather pouch on a shelf and waits to hear what else she has to say. Henry herself does not request another signpost, but moves the sunken flesh of her cheeks again. This time, the movement takes the form of a deliberate smile. You know, she says to Kime, I'm beginning to wonder. About what? Why I was ever born? Kime is at a loss for words, but she does not let this prevent her from continuing. I mean, if I'm going to die so young, when I've never had a chance to fall in love, wouldn't it have been better if I'd never been born at all? Kime nods as if to tell her that he understands. Why was I ever born? That is the question that Kime himself has been pondering all through his endless journey. He has still not found the answer, maybe never will. My mother and father will be sad, I'm sure. You had better rest now. Maybe I was born to make my parents sad. Close your eyes, take a few long, deep breaths. Can I have some more medicine? This time he gives it to her without hesitation. Thank you, she says simply for the first time, and closes her eyes. I guess it's possible I might never wake up again. It's possible. It's a good thing to die without suffering, isn't it? It probably is. And to die with your head in a fog, without thinking, feeling anything, that's a good thing too, isn't it? Kime says nothing. This is a question he cannot answer, a question he doesn't want to answer. Henry falls asleep without asking him anything else. She is still sound asleep when the doctor examines her and tells Kime she will probably pass away before the night is out. It is late that night, close to dawn, when Henry begins to suffer. I'm sorry, Mommy. I'm sorry I ate jam. It was me. She's running a high fever with large drops of sweat on her forehead as she moans deliriously. What's taking you so long, Daddy? Hurry, hurry, the butterfly's going to get away. Kime wonders if she could be reliving memories of early childhood. You hit me. Big brothers shouldn't hit their little sisters. You're bad. I'm going to tell Mommy. Convulsions rack her entire body. Let me in. I want to play with the big girls. Doesn't end with her delirium. She starts moving her arms as if trying to embrace family members floating above her. This is what they were afraid of. The side effects. Take me with you, please. I don't want to stay here. Don't leave me. Her cries mingle with tears. Hallucinations seem to have taken the place of past memories in her empty eyes. Please, I'll be good. I'll do what you tell me, Mommy and Daddy. Take me with you. In fact, just the opposite is happening. The ones being left behind are the family who so loved the youngest daughter, Henry. Don't leave me alone. Chloe, Daddy, come back, please. He could feel her pain and sorrow. Her convulsions become increasingly violent. Her face contorts in agony. Alerted by the commotion, a doctor comes charging into the room. What are you doing? He shouts at Kime. Put her out of her misery now. Kime knows what he should do. This is what he was hired for. The poison that will prevent Henri from suffering any more is within easy reach. He takes hold of, softly, however. What he takes hold of, softly, however, is not the poison, but the hands that Henri stretches out into empty space. What are you doing? The doctor shouts at him. Stop it! This is in direct violation of your duties. You are fired! Kime turns toward the fuming doctor and says simply, Quiet, please. What the hell are you? But the doctor breaks off his shouting when he catches sight of the look on Henri's face. She's smiling. Are these my mother's hands? My father's? Big brothers? Big sisters? Tell me, whose hands are these? She asks joyfully. Feeling the strength of Kime's grasp, she squeezes back, and an almost indescribably happy smile on her face, tears streaming from her eyes. I'm here with all of you, together, always. Her convulsions have subsided, and her breathing has calmed down. Kime whispers in her ear, Thank you, Henri. Daddy? Smiling through her tears, she says, I know it's you. Kime smiles back at her and says, I'm speaking for all of us. For me, your mother, your brother, your sister. When I say, thank you, Henri. Henri seems almost embarrassed when she asks, For what? For having been born, Henri. For having come to be with us. For having allowed us to share time with you. Mommy and I, and brother and sister, we're all so grateful to you for that. Unfortunately, life has its limits. There are no long lives and short lives. And in life, even more unfortunately, there is happiness and unhappiness. There are happy lives and unhappy lives. For all of this, however, for the chance to be alive in the world, the chance of having lived in life in this world, the only thing to say is, thank you. When Kime says this to her, Henri gives her slender chin a little shake and says, No, I should be the one to be thanking you. All of you. These are Henri's last words. The look on her face in death, following the torment of the drug-induced nightmares, is neither tranquil nor peaceful. It is, however, happy. Are you really leaving us? The doctor asks Kime with a genuine show of regret. Dressed for the road, Kime smiles and says, I don't think I'll ever be able to perform the duties of a caregiver properly. To tell you the truth, Kime, I still can't get over the fact that it's even possible to do it your way. With a serious look, he adds, I wonder if your hands give off some substance like signpost. Otherwise, I can't imagine how she could have died so happily. Kime turns his palms toward the doctor. They're just ordinary hands. Nothing special. I'm not so sure about that, the doctor says. If we spent some time studying them properly, maybe... Kime shakes his head with a sour smile as if to say, you wouldn't find a thing. He does have one point to make with the doctor. I've seen lots of people die alone. Probably a lot more than any of you doctors have. That's why I wanted to bring her together with your family at the end. It's the only reason I took her hands. The doctor's vague nod suggests that he is not convinced, but Kime is through talking with him. He strides off toward the highway. He must continue his journey. His journey will go on as long as he is unable to reply to Anri's question. Why was I ever born? Anri had a family at least. Her life consisted of her joining and leaving her family. Kime has not even had that much. Where did I come from? Where am I going? Why does the passing wind draw Kime along on his endless journey? A journey without signposts. This is why Kime is always free and always alone. And ooh, big dreamer. And we got treasure hunt info. Hello, Mr. Setharu. Welcome to the stream. Treasures. That was our last story. Yeah, we've got them all. It was kind of a sad one to end on. It's a nice sort of, it ends up being a sort of a nice book ending for Hannah's departure. And I didn't really intend it to be that way, but alright, I got 2 treasure hints left to find. No, sorry, 3. Okay, number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is in Simone. So let's go do that. Also, welcome back to the stream, Lionel Parks. Good to see you again. Understood, my friend. I'm glad you were able to come in and catch the last story, though. Who's this? Talk to Zamillo in Zamillo's tower. No, you're Zamillo, you're not Zamillo. There he is. Okay. Slow after trash, can't trash. Let's talk with Malice, soldier at Great Gate. Rush this way. there. And what's the last one? Under what first massacre? In the cave. Okay, so we just need to go to Forgotten Cave for that one. Alright, let's get these treasures first before we go to Forgotten Cave. Tally has returned favor. A smugglership crewman hit something in front of the water banks at Ceylon Port. Six. So a lot of these treasure hunt quests are going to be giving us either weapons and rings or accessories or spells, which will just help fill out our spell book and fill out our skills list, which will hopefully help set us up for the bonus dungeon that we're going to do and the final dungeon of the game. Well, look who's there! Hey, brightest Seraphim, thank you for the raid. Welcome to you and your 8 friends. Welcome! I am Sasha Jace, this is Lost Odyssey, and we're doing side quests. Hey, Leaf Mario! Thank you for the raid, guys. Oh. We're in here. RPG of Tears. Well, for now, all of the tiers are kind of done, so... Monster King of the Ice Canyon, he'll hit something in the ice. Not too bad, right? How are you doing? What were you playing? Grimlock, do the thing you're supposed to do. Some Fallout 4? Awesome! I need to get my Fallout 4 save file working. So anyone hanging out here in chat who isn't aware, Bride of Seraphim is an awesome dude, playing awesome games and voicing awesome cat characters. So drop in and check him out. I totally recommend it. You want that chat box? What chat box? Frozen Trail? No, that's not one. Ice Candy. So. Oh, the one on my stream? It's a program called, what's it called? Fontificator. It's a freeware app. It's just a little Java applet that hooks into your stream's chat through IRC, and it's got all kinds of classic RPG looks to it, so you can set it to whatever one you like the most and go with that. I highly recommend it. Oh, hey! I totally forgot about this. This is one of the magic spots the guy in Ura told us to investigate for research. Perhaps that magic meter here. I should mark that off on my list of things that I've done. Alright, so there's a bunch of stuff here where up where the boss fight happened. Just need to get back there.
Let's take him
I don't have a link to the website, Mr. Sutherland, but is Fantasizer? I guess I can see how it would sound that way. It's a really cool little program. It works really quite well. Jeez, this guy's tough. Oh, he was tough.
Leap before you look, I always say. I don't think there is, no. That's so we got it. I'm gonna leave special accessory on her for now. I don't know how many more things we're gonna find that fall under special accessory. Sure would be nice if Jansen would hurry up and hit level 52. That's cut, but there's other stuff we need to do. Let your guard down, eh?
that was easy!
At level 51, he's almost there. All the mortals learn their final skills at level 52. That's why I need to get him to 52, so I can learn his last skill and get him out of the party.
Oops. Getting rid of Jansen? Well, I need to get everyone else's skills taught. And I'd prefer not to have to worry about level grinding when we get into the final dungeons.
Let's take him now.
Sid is awesome. I'm leaning a little bit towards putting Cook in the party so that I can have Ming and Sarah focus on damage. But I'm not entirely sold yet.
Looks like I still have work to do.
Nope, that's not where I wanted to go. That's not it either. Oh, get out of here. Oh, this way. He is. I do not at all discount his usefulness. I'm just wondering if maybe I'd be better off with a healer. But like I said, I'm not 100% sold yet on what my final party composition's gonna be. Okay. Oh, that was a spell, right? That's that. So are there 3 hidden chests here? Oh, it's where boss was. So let's focus on one thing at a time. Oh, good. This is sorted. That'll do that. Go up that. Oh, well, maybe that is the only one. I wrote out a bunch of handwritten notes, and they're entirely useless there. Oh, should have it. Alright. Let's do... What do we want to start? Have that. Have that. That one. Okay, so Crimson Forest is where we need to go. There's stuff in Crimson Forest that we have to... Hey, Ryu! Welcome! What's this? Is that the other hood? No, it was in the first one.
No, look out! It's not in my nature to lose. I'm always ready.
Haven't seen anything odd about this game? Why would there be anything odd about this game? Oh, Odyssey. I got you.
Level heads win battles.
I got you. I see what you did there. There it is. Royal Knights Empire. What is that? Whoa! Max HP plus 4. Oh, God, I'm not sure. It's also going with it. Where did it go? Right, now we need to get back into the final area, which I think this will take me there. Yep. Should be a treasure chest up here. Oh, everyone just starts at level 50? That would still make a lot of stuff, a lot easier. Oh, there it is. Oh, teaches level 8 spirit magic, which everybody already knows. Okay, never mind. That's a useful thing to find at this point in the game. Yeah, that's true. This is a custom live 2D Mr. Setharu. Just got finished the other day. Expecting to keep all your rings or something? Yeah, that'd have been nice if they'd let you carry through some of your items and things. Okay, where's next? North Cape. Give you an excuse to actually start using base rig in your stuff. Yeah, it was something that I decided pretty early on when I settled that I wanted to use face rig. Was that I would have to get a custom avatar early on, because there was no way I was going to permanently be represented by something that anybody could be represented by. But the one, the old sorcerer's mansion. Nice canyon we got. Goats the city road now. What is that? Oh, yeah, we have that one. You two, not for streaming, but for a bit. April Fools. Oops. Yep, that one. Oh, I think I might have all the hidden treasure chests. Very fantastic. Okay, well, what was our next treasure hunt? What was that setting? Oh, the refugee camp. I will send you a link to his Twitter. Well, fine. Be a huge pain in the butt, Streamlabs. get my avatar made that I made a few years back. Some Japanese avatar maker in the face rig. Do you still have the bits from it? My avatar is based on my Final Fantasy XIV character, and I just sent them screenshots for them to create it with concept stuff for clothes and that sort of thing. So if you have pictures of the avatar you made in this other avatar thing, they could probably build it for you. Thank you for the cheers, Rio. Off to sleep. Have a good night, Sasha. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Alright, Lionel, you have yourself a great night. Thank you for dropping by, my friend. Still use the avatar as your current Twitch icon? Yeah, I would send them, if you go that route and you ask them, it's a two-person team to get the avatar made. And if you get a hold of them, I would just send them pictures of your avatar and be like, I want it to be this, and let them work from that. Inspire Commander, Inspire Ring. That sounds like a chance. Water magic. Not a problem, my friend. I sent my artist and animator a message asking them if they had anything that they used for representation that they wanted to share with me, but I haven't heard back, because I'd love to give them all kinds of credit for it. But I haven't heard back from them. I should probably message them again. But I don't want to be a huge thorn in their side either. Okay, so that's that one. Keep forgetting where this is. Treasures. Sewer jump. Remember a sewer. I think we need to spend some time at Dora. Put their info on a panel. That's what I was gonna do, but I wanted to make sure that, like, if they have sort of a business presence, for lack of a better way to phrase it, if they had like a word art or a logo or something that they wanted to have displayed, then I want to do that. So I'm kind of trying to give them a chance to get back to me before I just throw straight links to their Twitter. Yeah, exactly. Because as someone who comes from a design background, I know that if they have one, they're particular about how that gets used and how that stuff, how it would get shared. And I don't want to, just sort of step on their toes and be like, yeah, I just put a link on things. I mean, maybe they don't even want that done, I don't know. Although I find that a little hard to believe, that they don't want people to be like, this person did awesome work for me, you should go and give them your money. But everyone's different. So yeah, this section of the game is not the most thrilling. I'm fully aware of that, but we need to get this done. part of me just says, forget about it, just go to the final dungeon, and another part of me says, you will regret it mightily because you won't have all of the spells and you won't have all of the items and you will never come back and play this game because it's taken you who knows how many years to actually get this far. This one's the end. So I appreciate you guys hanging out while I run around and do all kinds of silly little errands. That's one. You said somewhere in the sewer. Down 2 staircases. That's 1 staircase. That's 2. The right of the staircase. Oh, there it is. Scroll of secret skills. Based on currently equipped skills. Okay. Alright, what is our next treasure hunt target? Hidden in Gongora's secret lab. Okay, I know where to go for that. No. Gongora's is this one. Blah 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 blah. I don't care what the card says. Oh, this one's better. Fire spirit techniques. Very nice. Alright, next stop. I don't understand what the pink ones are. Cave treasure. Ancient pirate treasure lies in the terrace cave on the Mars. Oh, okay, I know where that is. Yay, random encounter.
We've taken the advantage.
I think there's one left.
That was close.
So close, Jansen, so close. Oh, that's not even the right way anyway. Running, running, running. Okay. Okay, so we need to go. Should be on the list because I've already been there. Terrace Cave. Hey, Kern, how's it going? Church, what is this one called? Cave Church. guess we go hunting.
Let your guard down, eh?
Lurking because you don't want to get spoiled on this game. I'm probably not going to get into any more story context tonight. We're doing side quests, so the most you're going to be spoiled is there's a treasure chest here. But I understand.
Level heads win battles.
I don't think I've sorted this, so I should, yeah. So there's a hidden treasure somewhere in here, and the guide that I have that's helping keep me on track simply says it's in the cave. So that's useful.
Level heads win battles.
Ooh, Jansen leveled up. Jansen learned double cast. I think a couple other people learned stuff too. I should probably change the accessories around. Right, where in this cave is this thing?
Let's take him down.
Okay, there's a picture of it. Ooh, fancy killer one. Can we kill it? Oh, I used the wrong spells again. It's not gonna hurt. I need to use spirit magic.
I did it! A perfect battle!
Okay, so where is this? Which section? Oh, I think I see it blinking on the map. No, 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 no. Crap. Let's look it back up there. Oh, that's a bit. Nope, gotta go the long way. Right, let's try not to fall down this time.
Are you some kind of beast?
Oh, you're a silver Camelot. Ah, whatever. Yes. Ooh, he's getting my way. Oops.
Okay.
What do I need to do to hit you? Hey, Onyx, good to see you. We shouldn't have it like that. Let's try gamble again. Listen.
This time is for keeps.
What?
Better brace yourself.
How did I hurt this thing? Oh!
Okay.
Right, now the question is how many hit points does it have? Not that many.
It's not in my nature to lose.
My game was pretty good. Nothing remarkable. I didn't have a tasty latte, but it was a pretty good deck. I can't complain about it. Oh wait, no. No. White chocolate latte. How much do those things taste like coffee? Because I don't like coffee. I've never actually had a latte. Because I assume that they taste like coffee.
This does not look good.
Have fun with that, Rio. I did some programming for a short time. I understand. Wow, double cast really adds a whole lot of time to your spell casts. It pushed Jansen all the way to the
I've
next
still got
round.
a lot to learn.
Interesting. Let's see. That's the... And since we've learned Jansen's last skill, we don't need him anymore. We'll swap him for Cook. Oh, there it is. I read that in the Discord. That definitely sounds sort of unnerving.
Don't let him get away!
I wonder if it was like a lag network glitch.
Okay.
Can you get him before he runs?
Okay.
Probably not.
Okay.
Nope.
Looks like I still have work to do.
That's why I'm wondering if it wasn't like a lag problem or something. Like he summoned you when he had an unbeaten boss, and then he went and fought the boss before you summoned, and killed the boss, and then the summon all went through, and you turned up in his game, and then the game went, oh wait, you're not supposed to be here, and disconnected everyone. Because, I mean, it's not perfect, but it sort of sounds like some of the stuff that you see in first-person shooters when people are lagging really bad, where they're there, and then they're not there, and then they're dead, and then you're dead, and you're like, I don't understand what just happened. piece from the new one. Piece from the new one. This is Great Ancient Ruins. Pizza? This is about pizza. Oh, you just realized that I made a change.
Dog power of death.
Your story of your haunted Bloodborne game, Onyx, reminded me of a thing that happened to me a long time ago. Okay, I can actually pick her over. I was playing Link to the Past, and I was on my way against Zoro's Flippers, and I was hacking away at bushes and stuff, so I'm in the light world. And out of one of the bushes popped a Dark World soldier, and I was very confused and didn't understand what happened. I'm gonna go like all the way through this place for this item. It is. I've never been able to replicate it, but I swear that's what I saw. It was one of the weird, like, pikemen from the Dark World. They're like the big guys in the purple helmet with the spear that's got, it looks like a padded end on it. And of course, I was the only one in the room when it happened, so like no one believes me. Because that's the way of those kinds of things, is you're the only one there when they happen.
Better say your prayers.
It'd be nice if there was a 0 encounter skill. Nice for revisiting these areas.
That seemed like a needless battle.
Since Cook's only getting like 1 XP per fight. No, that's the one we took to get up there. Ah.
Say your prayers.
What? Co-op, Bloodborne and stuff? Yeah. That's definitely, playing through those games is definitely something on my not too distant future list of things to do. Oh, no.
Your friends give me strength.
I think this is the elevator I want. Yep. Okay. Great Ancient Ruins, Throne of the Sun. Okay, that's where the boss fight is. That's what I was worried about. Oh, hey. Oh, excellent. I forgot about almost all of those. Let's put this way. This way? It would have been really nice if once you solved this puzzle, they just gave you a lift that took you all the way back to the start, and then brought you all the way to the end when you were done. It's kind of annoying that you gotta run through it a second time, get the random items that they've stuck in here. Oh, right. It's the lemur queen.
If it's a fight you want, you got it.
Really don't. These really aren't worth fighting. You're gonna get mine up there.
Maybe next time. We've taken the advantage.
That out.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, Throne of the Sun. That looks like a weapon for back. HP absorb, MP absorb, and critical weapon. Now we gotta get out of here.
So our next treasure is lost at the Fountain Square. Where's that? That's in Numara.
Let's take him down. Let's get out of here.
I want out of this place. Why isn't there an escape spot? There might be. I just don't have them. This is a lot of spots.
Live to fight another day!
Let me out. Let me out. I don't want to be in here anymore.
If it's a fight you want, you got it!
Let's get out of here.
Good, I'm glad you had a good day.
Good, we're outside. Almost in the clear. Okay, alright. Narrow white square on the left side between the fountain and the plant. Left side, fountain. Oh, there it is. Gentle husband, human. Else. Oh, wait, this one. We need to go to Calstrom. I think that's the next one. And we are looking for... What's this place called again? Sonomat Fountain. So aren't you the one that wanted red crystals? Did we ever give those to them? I think we did. Oh, for... We're missing a crystal fragment. Nope, wrong house. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is 75% off PlayStation, so it's $10. If you're a big fan of Star Wars and competitive multiplayer, I'm not a big competitive multiplayer person. I much prefer cooperative. If it had a story to it, or it had a cooperative mode, I'd probably be all for it, but... Oh, it has a campaign. I did not hear that. I'll have to do some reading. I did not know that they gave it a campaign. Well, I mean, I'm reluctant to support EA any more than I absolutely have to. Okay, good. There's only one left. You know what it's missing materials. That's on the white boa. Yeah, exactly. I really don't like the idea of encouraging that sort of behavior. I was really disappointed when Halo 5 had a loot system. And it's not even that bad, but the fact that you can just buy more packs instead of earning them just rubs me the wrong way. I didn't hate it. I think it suffered all the same problems Halo 2 did. But I was not super thrilled with it. Let's put it that way. I think they could have done a better job telling the story. If you're not a huge Halo fan and you're not paying super close attention, it's really easy to miss what's going on. Yeah, that's not a lot. What cursed mask birds? Oh, can't do that one yet. That's fine. That's something town where Kent once stood. The demo for Battlefront 2 came out. I need a kill streak. Kill streak. Multiplayer map. That's awesome. Feel bad about what they did to Cortana? I don't. I saw it coming. I'm surprised that they held off on it until 5. I expected 4 to end way different than what it did. Curse mask guards, hidden in a cave. Slip in that one, a sunken tent. Where Kent was. Wait, where's Kent? We were there. So... How do we get back to Kent? Oh! Oh, I understand. Where was Kent? Okay, we'll do that one again. Sunken in the sea of clouds. Materials lie on the seabed near crater bed. That's not General's momentum. Crimson Forest, near the swamp. Well, since we need to go back there and get a crystal thing anyway, do that. Hey, Seraphandy, how's it going? I thought the end of Halo 4 was kind of touching, but it's really not how I expected things to go at all. I did not expect Cortana to get out of Halo 4. Really, she should have been way more degraded than what she was at the start of the game.
Let's get out of here.
Again, my biggest problem with Halo 4 and 5 are storytelling issues. If you weren't a big fan of Halo, if you weren't reading all of the other novels, you don't really know who the Forerunner are and why them showing up is like a big deal. It's just someone else. And I feel like that was poorly explained to people who weren't in on all the extended lore. Because even the terminals didn't really explain why the Didac was so angry at humans.
Let your guard down, eh?
Let's get out of here.
On Locke? I like Locke. I don't have any issues with it. I think he got the short end of the stick though, the same way the Arbiter did in Halo 2. Of sort of being shoved into the limelight without a whole lot of fanfare. And getting sort of a raw deal of it. The Arbiter got turned around in subsequent games. I imagine Locke will get the same treatment, and he will either disappear wholesale because 343 don't know how to fix him, or they will fix him, and he will be a much better character going forward. I think he needed to be introduced in Halo 4 or in Spartan Ops or something, so that you kind of knew who he was going into Halo 5. As it is, he just sort of comes out of nowhere.
Let's get out of here.
A Buck became a Spartan? I do. Still haven't read the ODST novel. I need to do that. It's sitting on my own table. Maybe I'll take it with me this weekend.
Let's get out of here.
Well, it's Nathan Fillion. It's hard not to love his charisma. Okay, what is this? Frozen forest near swamp in northeast corner. What in the northeast? Going more north, but not on this map. Oh, oh, there it is. Okay. Attack boost 2? Yes, please.
Looks like we got a good chance.
Favorite Spartan is level 6.
Maybe next time.
They don't develop her in the game at all, and that's really disappointing. I was really hoping that, hold on, let's start this again. I would say my favorite Spartan, I don't have a single favorite. It's probably tied between Kelly and Linda, who are two of the Spartans at a blue team that you can play as in Halo 4. And when they announced that Halo 4 was going to have blue team in it, I was really hoping that they were going to introduce sort of like a Battlefield-style class system, where you'd have your sniper classes and your support classes and all of this other stuff. And they didn't do it, and it kind of felt like a bit of a disservice to those characters, because Linda is an expert marksman. She is the best shot of all of the Spartan 2s put together, and Kelly is by far the fastest on land. And in Halo 5, they're just Spartans. There's nothing special about them. And that's a disappointment. I feel like there's just a bunch of missed opportunities. That the game could have been just that much better. Sarah's Gift. Old Sorceress Match. Courtyard. Now I want to play Halo. Halo gun of choice. In which game? Halo is the only game that I ever really got into competitive multiplayer, and that was really only with friends. But depending on the game I played was what weapon setup I used. So it'll vary very much from game to game, and then from situation to situation. In a general sense, if we're not going to be specific about which one, I generally prefer mid to close range weapons. So, in some of the later ones, it would not be uncommon for me to have a battle rifle and a shotgun.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, no, yeah, okay.
At second town, something else.
No one gets in my way.
Sniper
Maybe
and
next
needler?
time.
Magnum's lucky weapon. The Magnum in the first game is really good. The rest of them are all kind of not that great. Sniper rifle is really good. I'm just not patient enough and good enough at hiding to be really effective with it. Not in multiplayer anyway. Needler is a lot of fun, but it's really a close range weapon, and if I'm gonna be that close to anyone, I much prefer a shotgun. Although I will usually drop everything if there's a scorpion tank, and I will take that. I don't know if that's the entrance I want, or... It is a huge boat. Like, it's unbelievably massive. Okay, so Kent is along the inner sea here, so... No, let's leave the lake over here, because it's slow as dirt. It's somewhere around here. Oh, I bet you that's what I'm looking for. Two candle souls? Is that what this was for? I can't... Oh, I can't open the menu underwater? Okay. That was not what we're looking for. Inland waters near the Kist. I could've sworn it was here. Yeah, the Nautilus is pretty cool. It's like part submarine, part, boat? I thought I had a better word than boat. Oh, up close. Where is it? Kind of, yeah. Like we're right on top of it. Oh, maybe that's just the engine of the boat. Underwater. Oh, we're underwater around the North Shore. Excellent. So where's the North Shore? Excellent. It's this one now. Oh. Ooh, there's a tunnel. Where's this go? Can I land here? Oh, Kaelon Village. We needed to come here for stuff. Hurry, the tournament started. Ribbit, ribbit. Who won this time? Ribbit, ribbit. Well, we won't know until it begins. Ribbit, ribbit. Come on, get moving. Ribbit, ribbit. Whoa, humans. Ribbit, ribbit. So a human's in the tournament. Ribbit, ribbit. Tournament? What are you talking about? Right now, in this forest, they're holding the Kaelon Masters Tournament. Ribbit, ribbit. It's a test of strength and skill among Kaelons. Ribbit, ribbit. The champion gets crowned the strongest in the land. Ribbit. What's more, whoever wins the tournament gets to challenge the Kaelon King to a battle. Ribbit, ribbit. The king and the challenger each bet something they want from the other, and then they fight over it. Ribbit, ribbit. Of course, the king's really strong. Ribbit, ribbit. He's a master of white magic. In fact, it's really something. Ribbit, ribbit. That's why nobody's actually managed to defeat the king in battle yet. Ribbit, ribbit. White magic? Come on now. Not that such a wimpy monster to know that kind of magic. Monsters are far closer to magic energy than you and I. It's entirely possible a monster king would wield some of the strongest magics. Hey, do you think maybe he could teach me his magic? Well, not for free, Ribbit, ribbit. I'll say that much. Maybe if you defeated him, he'd teach you, Ribbit. But first you'll have to win the entire tournament. Only champions get the right to challenge into battle. Ribbit, ribbit. Hey, it's just about to start. Ribbit, ribbit. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. Ribbit. I did not take these things for frogs. Who's that all about? Something about a tournament. This sounds like fun. I think I'm gonna enter it. Wouldn't it be rather dangerous? It looks like they'd be fighting by yourself. I'll be okay. I'm no slouch when it comes to white magic either, you know. I'd love to get my hands on what he has. Well, there's no harm in seeing what it's like, is there? Let's take a look. Okay, first thing we need to do is we need to put Set in the cart. Sorry, Coach. Just for a minute. Alright, to start, you want to get in, you should check out the plaza. But right now, I just want to wander around your town and loot. See that big rock in the opposite bank? We're trying to preserve it because it's so beautiful. Right, I'm gonna go blow it up. Wow, nullifies fire, water, wind, and earth element damage. Holy crap. What is with this music? This human thinks he's king of the world. Go get him! Felix, these frogs are gonna kill me! Wait, Orly, is that you? What the heck are you doing here? Captain, let me out of here! Oh, they're tough. You're alright, Orly? Gar's over at our last hideout. You better get moving there too, okay? Thank you so much, Captain. I swear I will repay you for this. Okay, there's more to do in Kalalon Village, but we're not going to do it right this minute. There's the course. Oh, what did we find? Ooh, what an ordeal. Thanks for helping me out. Oh, hey, it's you, boss. You know what I said? Yeah, that's Gila, one of my crew. What the hell are you doing, Gila? What do you mean, what? I was running away from the Navy. Almost suffocated back there, too. It's bad you didn't finish the job. Well, good to see you weren't too roughed up, at least. Get yourself back to the hideout for now, would you? Hey, sir. I think that's all of Seth's crew. It's all of them off my notes. See. I don't think any of that's the thing that I'm... No. Magic power book. Ah, that's why I can't find it. We need to go upgrade our magic power locator, which, since we found all of Seth's crew, we should be able to do. Oh. What? I didn't know this was a thing that it did. Okay, that's cool. I did not know that the Nautilus doubled as an airship. I mean, it should have been obvious when you look at it, but... Welcome back, Captain. Gar's over in the workshop now. Go pay him a visit, why don't you? Does he need me or something? Well, you can say that. Just go see him, okay? Let's go see Gar. Hey boss, how you doing? Gar wanted to see you at the workshop. I know that. Swear to God, if you tell me that Gar wants to see me. Are you returning, Captain? Or punch you? Sort of. Well, what is it, Gar? I heard you wanted to see me. Oh, Captain. There's something I'd like to give you. Damn, this is one fine gun, isn't it? Everyone's been working on it for you. We're hoping you'd be surprised. We were just about to put it together when we got attacked, so everyone ended up taking a handful of parts when we escaped. Thanks to you finding all through again, we've reunited all the parts, and now we have this. Go ahead, see how it feels. Aw, you didn't have to do this, but thanks. I'll be sure to take good care of it. Ooh, that's a big jump of power. GMP Magic Delay. Quit rummaging around over there. Oh, hang on. Well, so this is where it was. What's that? Tool I made to repair those tiny out-of-the-way places. I lost it somewhere. I was a pretty handy guy, haven't you? Aw, Mama, don't give me that. This workshop's better stocked than the research labs in most nations, if I say so myself. For example, with these tools and devices, I can whip up a magic-powered locator just like that. And here it is. There isn't any reflective interference anymore, so it should be a great deal more accurate. You can find the treasure on the seabed with this baby. Awesome. I think, guys, I'm going to call it a night here. We still have a little bit of side questing left to do. Mostly just a couple of little mundane things. We still need to find the rest of Tolton's royal seals. And I think we're done with all the hidden chests. We're going to have to double check. I'm not sure. We still have Kalon Village to do. Let's see. Set Spire Fortress is done. Dreams are done. Still need to do the Forgotten Cave, Kalon Village, Grand Stepstones, done. Mark Tall, that's done. Treasures are mostly done. Yeah, we've got a lot of them done. So we're in pretty good shape. We should finish this next week when I'm back. But I'm going to call it a night here. I want to thank everyone for coming and hanging out. If you've been following along, and you missed the early part of the stream, the last of the dream stories we found very early on in the stream today. So, go back and check out the archive when the video goes live, and have a look at it. I'm going to try and extract as many of the dreams as I can over the weekend, and put them over onto YouTube if I can. I may have to re-record a bunch of them, and if I have to do that, that'll have to wait till after I'm back. As a quick reminder to everyone, I'm off all this weekend. I'm going away for Canadian Thanksgiving, and I'm leaving pretty early Saturday morning, which means we're probably not going to stream Friday night. And I'm coming back on Monday, and I'm not entirely sure what time I'm getting back on Monday, so there's no stream on Monday either. So I will see everyone again on Wednesday next week. If you aren't already, make sure you follow me on Facebook and Twitter for updates for when I go live on times that are off the schedule. If you're not already following on the channel here, drop a follow and come check out the rest of our cool content. I've got some great stuff planned for the rest of October, once Lost Odyssey's out of the way. For the rest of the evening, we're gonna go drop in on Tuesday Man. I think he's live. Yes, he is. He's wrapping up Breath of Fire 4, so let's go from one RPG to another and show him some love. Thank you very much, guys, for coming and hanging out. It means a whole lot to me. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend. If you are Canadian, have yourself a fantastic Thanksgiving. I will see everybody next week. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.